Good morning, dear students of class 7. I hope all of you are fine. Students, today we are going to start with a very important topic of our grammar section, that is the direct and indirect speech or the reported speech. Before directly moving on to what is direct and indirect speech, I would like you all to go through some examples. He said, I am playing. He said that he was playing. She said, I am painting. She said that she was painting. He said, I did this exercise last night. He said that he had done that exercise the previous night. The inspector said, I am glad to be with you today. The inspector said that he was glad to be with me that day. Now, students, while going through these sentences, what changes did you notice? Omission of quotation marks? Then you noticed use of that word? Change of pronoun or the adjective? I hope all of you might have seen these note changes in the sentences. So, a speaker's word can be reported in two ways. First is the direct speech, that is the exact words of the speaker. For example, the teacher said to Rajesh, you have a bright future. So, in this sentence, these are the exact words said by the teacher to Rajesh. Next, we have indirect speech, what the speaker has said without using the exact words. For example, the teacher told Rajesh that he had a bright future. In this sentence, you may notice that these are not the exact words said by the teacher. Now, to see how is direct speech changed into indirect speech, first of all, we have the change of tense. If the reporting verb in the direct speech statement is in present tense or future tense, then it remains same in indirect speech as well. That is, no change in the tense. For example, my friends say he is very handsome. When it is changed into indirect speech, it remains the same. My friends say that he is very handsome. My granny will say you need to eat well. My granny will say that you need to eat well. Only that is used in these sentences. Now, if the reporting verb is in the past tense in the direct speech statement, then the verbs within the inverted commas will undergo corresponding changes in the indirect speech statements. To make it more clearer, what does it say is, when the simple tense becomes simple past, what changes do we see? The girl said the flower is pretty. When it is changed into indirect speech, it says the girl said that the flower was pretty. Is changes to was. Present continuous becomes past continuous. The old man said the rain is falling very heavily. When it is changed, the sentence becomes the old man said that the rain was falling very heavily. Is falling changes to was falling. Now, present perfect changes to past perfect. Let's see how. The principal said all the students have passed. When it is changed, it becomes the principal said that all the students had passed. Simple past changes to past perfect. Rohan said Sheetal arrived yesterday. When it is changed, it becomes Rohan said that Sheetal had arrived the previous day. Now, modal verbs such as can will change into their past forms. Let's see how. He said she can dance. It is changed into he said that she could dance. So, this is how changes in tenses occur. Now, students, personal pronouns change according to SON formula. Now, what is SON formula? First person is the subject, second person changes to object, and in the third person there is no change. If subject of the quoted words is in the first person, then it will change according to the subject of the reported verb. Let's see how. For example, he said to me, I like coffee. It changes to he said that he liked coffee. Now here the first person is I. It is changed into he. Now if the subject of the quoted words is in the second person, then it will change according to the object of the reporting verb. For example, he said to me, you look happy. It will be changed as he told that I looked happy. Now second person changes into the reporting verb. So you changes into I. And if the subject of the quoted verbs is in the third person, then there will be no change. For example, he said to me, she has already left. When it will be changed, it will become he told that she has already left. So you can see there is no change in the third person. Now, subject is the first person. I said I want to consult my parents. So it changes into I said that I wanted to consult my parents. Moving on, you said I want to consult my parents. You said that you wanted to consult your parents. And she said, I want to consult my parents. She said that she wanted to consult her parents. In the first sentence, I remains I. In the second sentence, I changes to you. And in the third sentence, I changes to she. Now for the second person, Anil said to me, your parents are waiting for me. Anil told me that my parents were waiting for me. Anil said to you, your parents are waiting for you. Anil told you that your parents were waiting for you. Anil said to him, your parents are waiting for you. Anil told him that his parents were waiting for him. So students, you can see how according to the sentence, the second person changes itself. And for the third person, there is no change. I said to you, he should be trusted. I told you that he should be trusted. He remains he only. She said she is looking for a job. She said that she was looking for a job. So, no change. Now, next we come up to the use of do, does, and did in declarative sentence. Firstly, do or does plus the verb in the simple present. He said, I do finish my work on time every day. When it is changed, it becomes he said she does not. Now, students, we come to the use of do, does, and did in declarative sentences. Let's see how. Do or does plus the verb in the simple present. He said, I do finish my work on time every day. In this case, do or does is removed and main verb is changed to simple past. He said that he finished his work on time every day. He said she does go for walks very often. He said that she went for walks very often. Next, don't or doesn't plus the verb in the simple present. He said, I don't finish my work on time every day. Now, don't or doesn't changes to didn't in the simple past and main verb remains the same. He said that he didn't finish his work on time every day. He said she doesn't go for walks very often. He said that she didn't go for walks very often. Thirdly, did or didn't plus the verb in the simple present. Mark said, I did have time to do my work. Now, did or didn't is removed and the main verb is changed to the past perfect tense. Mark said that he had time to do his work. Mark said, I didn't have time to do my work. It changes into Mark said that he hadn't had time to do his work. This is how in the declarative sentences we use do, does, and did. Now, next we have change in expressions of time and place. Now, this is changed to that. Today is changed to that day. These changes to those. Now changes to then. Here changes to there. Tomorrow changes to the following or the next day. Yesterday changes to the previous day. Tonight changes to that night. Now let's use these words in the sentences. He said, I shall discuss this matter next week. It changes to he said that he would discuss that matter the following week. She said, we shifted to this house 2 weeks ago. She said that they had shifted to that house 2 weeks before. Now, students, next thing is that when tenses don't change. In this case, it's a statement telling about the universal truth or facts. The tense of the verb does not change. For example, the teacher said the sun rises in the east. So this is a universal truth. It remains unchanged. So it will be the teacher said that the sun rises in the east. It's just that we add that and remove the inverted commas and write the teacher said that the sun rises in the east. Now we come up to interrogative sentences. Who, where, what? Question sentences. A question is changed into a statement. In a direct yes or no question, reporting verb is changed into ask or inquire and if or whether is used. She said, are you writing a poem? It changes into she asked me whether I was writing a poem. And the question mark is removed. I said to him, do you know when she will go home? It changes to I asked him if he knew when she would go home. Students, tense rule changes are the same as declarative sentences, okay? As we change the tenses in the declarative sentences, similarly we change the tenses in the interrogative sentences as well. In case direct speech starts with question words such as who, why, how, when, where, etc., the reported speech starts with the same word. There is no linking word if used. Where do you live? She asked me. How will you change it? She asked me where I lived. No if is used in between. He asked, how do you write poems? He asked me, how do I wrote poems? Here also tense rule changes are the same as declarative sentences. Please keep this thing in mind. Now we have some important rules for interrogative sentences. When interrogative sentences begin with question words such as who, which, what, when, why, how, no linking word if or whether is used in the reported speech. And when interrogative sentences begin with helping verbs or are, yes or no questions like are, is, was, were, has, have, had, do, does, did, linking words if or whether is used in the reported speech. I hope I am clear. Now we come up to the use of do, doesn't, did in interrogative sentences. Firstly, we did it in declarative sentences. Now we are doing it in interrogative sentences. Questions with words such as do, does, or did are changed into reported speech using the words whether or if. Now let's see how. Note the changes. Example, in the direct speech, does she walk every day? I asked her sister. When it is changed into the indirect speech, I asked her sister if she walked every day. Do or does is removed and the main verb is changed to past tense in this sentence. Doesn't she walk every day? I asked her sister. It changes to I asked her sister if she walked every day. Now the negative doesn't or don't is removed and main verb is changed to simple past tense. Next example. Did she complete her work yesterday? Said the teacher. It changes to the teacher asked if she had completed her work the previous day. Now here did is removed and main verb changes to past perfect tense. Moving on, we come up to imperative sentences. Now in imperative sentences, reporting verb is changed into ask or advise or request or suggest, but the tense remains the same. The verb is written in the infinitive form as to plus the verb. For example, I said take your seat. It changes to I asked him to take his seat. He said give me some food please. He requested him to give some food. So this is how we change the sentences in imperative sentences. Now students, let's check what we have learned till now. Now here are some sentences. Change the following into indirect speech. The air hostess said the hijackers tried to frighten the passengers. The captain said to his men, stand at ease. She said to the wizard, do you believe in ghosts? The principal will say rules have to be followed at any cost. So students, read the rules again, sit down and do attempt these sentences. I hope all of you are clear with the topic. Thank you.